when you want to on offense, and in this case, it was throwing the football. They may mix in running the football a little bit more as this game goes on, but his opening drive, while it stalled out, it still gave him 3 points.
And here comes the Miami offense now, and it's the southpaw in his 3rd season at the wheel for the Phins. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Tua now on first down. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a great rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 21 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
They put a lot of effort into game planning, establishing this ground game last week, and the reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And able to get this down inside the 15, even the 13 or 14 before it's out of bounds. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for the Dolphins' first down. From the red zone now, they look to throw. And it's caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more yards that goal line, the first down as well.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They ripped right down the field just like that. They're going to be set up with a first and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. Able to get a couple here who won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the run. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he is now going to get in as the big body stop him at the 1. Can this Vikings team hold up one more time? 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. He's not going to get it in. That really could be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins are going to try to score one play. He's been all right to this round of the season, and he connects on the field goal here.
Truly, it is that kicker you can depend upon because he hasn't missed every year. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
From the 39, Cousins. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a third down coming up. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. Well, we had a pair of division rivalries in primetime last weekend, Week 5, and we've got another pair of good ones coming up here in Week 6. Starting tonight, Cowboys and Eagles from Philly on Sunday night. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football has the Broncos and Chargers from SoFi. That's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt. Kickoff 5:15 local time for that one out in Southern California. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. They try to set up the screen. Oh, nearly disaster, but it's incomplete. Not much chance of that working. Almost intercepted. It's 2nd down. Cousins to throw it. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Cousins. He'll bite, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Fourth down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and out comes Greg Joseph for Minnesota. Joseph's got it, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game, and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
You give the ball up. What's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen go out there, guys, and don't put some points on the board.
This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well. They're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's good. Make sure you got it.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. The Dolphins in 3-2, game over 500 here to start the season. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They get the home ground behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat this one.
And this is going to be first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker. They brought it down and incomplete.
From this defense, because their coverage has been playing at a the shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep him out of the end zone as the first time.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. With his sixth rushing touchdown of the year as they have taken the lead. The point after trying something good. Make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here in Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? Good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors and some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this weekend.
That's what I said on second down. This one's in for the goal.
Defensively, they have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. There's another example of great conversion.
This offense so far on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third down and 12. Looking deep downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there. They'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. From the gun, it's Tua. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega right side. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 5-yard gain, and now this set up 1st and goal.
That solid gainer will put them on the doorstep of the end zone. More importantly, it gives them a fresh set of downs. Nice work right there.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point and good by Sanders. And that pushes the lead up to 1. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. first and 10. Cousins. Incomplete, right side to Cook. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Cousins now. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. He's going to cover him with the linebacker, the corner, the safety. They thought he could win it.
Now timeout called for the offense, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
They'll go for Jefferson downfield.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Boy, the coverage there, airtight as he comes away with the interception.
Love that observation there, because they were taking a shot to the end zone, but you're right about the coverage. Absolutely tremendous. And this they can clip for a training tape. Staying with him down the field, locates the football in the air, and comes away with the interception.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least in a field goal.
Well, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Nick Needham picks it off.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remaining in the half as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out. The second quarter. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. So we have...
Well, we'll move right through the break then. Skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
Very short kick taken right at the 20.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They were winners over the Jets a week ago, and they are in the driver's seat right now as well.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
At about the 32. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
Yeah, he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but on both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44. Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. gun. He'll hand this off.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here.
And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 22-yard line. The 3rd down conversion successful. A gain of 11. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
81 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Just not a whole lot of room right there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown now on the air.
And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter, drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, ready to... Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that's... Turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their halftime hold now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the 2nd half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying, we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. They still can't get it. And he's left with no motion here, but to throw it away.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
4th down, Cousins. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. this is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Tua going to throw. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
A run with Mostert up the middle. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and minicamps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to pass. Tua. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Tua now, 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Tua on 4th down.
Rolling to his right.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right.
And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
And that is incomplete here.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they'll pad that lead.
And this will tell you if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
Cousins on first down. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Throwing again on second down. Cousins. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 34 yards. And the Vikings have got it back to a two-score game here in the fourth. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 27-13. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Dolphins are going to recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On second down, Mostert. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on fourth down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give to Mostert running right. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out. Didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. And quickly, they get to the line. Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And they get to it. Right around the 13. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now right out of the 2-minute break, We'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he won't get there. They stop. Short of the line to gain. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on fourth down. They're now 1 for 3 on fourth down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on fourth down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have fourth down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go, and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, we knew this was going to be a tall order anyway, down 2 scores with this little time remaining. But that interception puts it in to any hopes that they had.
All right, partner, work with me here because obviously scoring a touchdown, getting the onside kick, then going down, scoring again. Well, that's asking a lot, isn't it? And that's really not a great expectation to begin with. I think they'll look back on this game and see what got them in this spot in the first place and say to themselves, we really gave this game away.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. From the gun, it's Tua. Open man is Anderson. Touchdown! Robbie Anderson. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are looking to make it 10 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And a lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. And now out comes Minnesota. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things for this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. A first down throw for Cousins. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Then he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, it's Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's another way to paint the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it's looking like the Dolphins are going to win the football game. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Just all around a solid to a hit, and the ball is out. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now on 2nd and 16. Tua, and going deep for Hill. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And going deep for Hill. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days,